Hi, I'm Grant Ramos. Welcome to Liftoff. It's been a while. And I'm tired. I'm tired right now. I've had a long day. But, whenever you get into a lift, you think to yourself, I'm going to talk to this guy. I'm going to talk to this guy because he's got a cool story. And that's the purpose of this podcast. It's just that, like, hey, I want to hear every story that's ever happened. I want to live vicariously through them. So I'm your host, Grant Ramos.
And I'm Peter John Minto.
He's my driver. And Peter, how long have you been driving?
Approximately a year and a month right now.
You got a year and change under your belt. And we casually had brought up just, hey, do you have any weird Lyft stories? And he got like halfway through it. And I'm like, nope, shut up. We're turning the mic on. We are turning the microphone on. So go ahead and just tell me like where you're going with that. Start from the beginning. Yeah.
All right, so it's about approximately like probably 2 o'clock in the morning, and I am in downtown Long Beach.
So you got the prime time going.
Yeah, exactly. And every driver knows what that is, the time when the creeps come out. So I'm there, and I got a request to pick up this girl, and she was like probably 2 minutes away from me.
Okay.
So I'm there in a jippy, and I tapped to arrive, and I was there waiting, and like for a good 4 minutes, nobody like came out. I didn't see anybody.
Because a lot of times you'll put a pin down, and then when you see the car arrives, then you'll head downstairs.
Yeah, and there are a lot of people coming out. I didn't know exactly who this person is, right?
Yeah.
So then I waited for a good 3-4 minutes, nothing. I called them first, nobody answered. I texted, nobody replied, and I gave them like an extra 5 minutes and nobody said nothing. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna cancel this ride, I'm gonna go.
As you should.
Yeah. Exactly. So as I'm driving off, I get a call comes through, and I'm like, hello? And it's like, oh, is this Peter John? I'm like,
Peter John.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah. And she's like, oh. I'm like, who is this? And she's like, oh, it's Jennifer. So I'm like, oh, Jennifer from where? Oh, Jennifer, you Lyft passenger. So I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, Jennifer. I canceled the ride, She's like, oh my God, why would you do that?
Why'd you cancel on me?
And so I'm
Peter
like,
John.
right? So I'm like, because I arrived and I texted and I called you, and like nobody picked up and you didn't return the call. She's like, you're lying. I'm like, no, I'm not lying. Look on your phone.
Like she actually like genuinely like accused you of
lying. Exactly. So I'm like, no, look on your phone. You'll see the missed calls and the text and everything, And she was like, oh, okay. And it's like a brief 3 seconds or 4 seconds. She looks and then she's like, oh, I'm sorry. Well, can you pick me up, please? I really want to go home. So I'm like, so when I'm driving off, I'm like, but I'm heading to pick up someone else. And she's like, this
You already had another ride.
I got another request, and I was heading to pick up this guy.
Can't do shit about it.
So exactly. So she was like, just please pick me up. I was right here. So she's waving her hand. I'm like, you say you're waving your hand? And she's like, yeah. She's like, so you've been sitting there all along when I was parked there?
And when you called her?
Exactly. She was just sitting there, but how would I know that? She had her head down and everything. So then I'm like, oh, so I had to cancel that guy, and I picked her up. So bear in mind that we haven't been paired yet, right?
Yeah.
Because I had canceled the ride before. So then her friend puts her in the car, take her home, she's wasted. So I'm like, right. Oh, God. So she's stumbling and everything to sit in the front seat, right? She sits in the front seat. So I'm like, okay, Jennifer, all you need to do is repair with me so I can get paid to drop you home, right? He's like, okay, no problem. I'm like, great. So she's trying to pair with me, but it's not working. And I'm the closest driver to her, which is weird. But it's just not working, and she's getting the other drivers. And I'm like, it's time is passing, and I'm getting requests while she's trying to request me. So I'm like, Jennifer, listen, it's cool, great. Just go with those drivers, and you'll be good, She's like, no, they're ugly. I'm not riding with those drivers. So I'm like,
they're uggos.
So I'm like,
I don't want to ride with an uggo.
Right? So I took it as a compliment, actually. So I kind of smiled, but at the same time,
you're a good looking cat. You could take that as a compliment.
I could do it, right? So I'm there. Okay, I'm losing these requests. So I'm like, great. this girl just needs to go because I need to get these prime time hours, right? So she sits in the car, it's not working. I'm like, Jennifer, listen, I'll wait for you until drivers come. There's no problem. She's like,
you seem like a good dude. You'd like just be like, hey, I'll sit with you.
I'll sit with you until the car, because she's stumbling. So I felt like if I left her on the street,
yeah, it's
sort of my fault if something bad happened to her, Yeah. Because I was the last person to actually see her,
Absolutely.
So I sat there and she was getting out of the car and she stumbles and she falls back in the seat. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like,
did you give her a free ride?
That's what I'm saying now.
Oh, no.
So this is the first part of the story, man.
Oh, no.
So I turn off the app. I'm like, Jennifer, listen, this is what I can do for you. I'll just drop you on. Where do you live? She's like, oh my God, you do that for me? I'm like, yeah, no problem. She's like, I just live around the block. It's like 5 blocks from here. I'm like, great. I was happy that she didn't live like 15 miles away,
Yeah, like you got her in Long Beach and she's in Beverly Hills.
Exactly, and I would have to kill my gas for that. So, anywho, I turn off the app and she's in the car. So I'm like, Jennifer, just give me your address so I can drop you off, right? And she's like, no, you don't need it. I'll just show you, just right around the block. So I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. First mistake.
Yes, bitch. Yes.
That was the first mistake that I made, man. So she sits in the car.
By the way, I just want to make something clear. We're not degrading women in the least, but we're just mimicking somebody. I want to make a clear and abundant point. Go on, please.
Yeah.
Continue.
So I'm there, and she's directing me, right?
Yes.
So because it's like a straight road, she stops directing me. So there's awkward silence in the car, right? So then, out of nowhere, she pops up. Listen, if you try to rape me, I'll stab you.
Oh my God!
So
that's like my worst fear. Is
I
that,
know,
somebody
bro.
thinks I'm gonna rape them.
I know. So I'm like, what? Why would this girl? This girl say?
Yeah.
So I'm like, why would this? I'm like, Jennifer, what are you talking about? And I'm just like, because my mom and dad are cops, and they'll find you, and I got a pocket knife in my bag. So I'm like,
is it because we're black? Because we're black?
You know what, bro? It's probably because I'm black, man. Probably.
I said we, but okay.
Yeah, and you could tell that she's definitely white,
Yeah.
So
there's not a lot of black girls to go, yes,
right.
yes.
With that valley type accent, right?
So what'd you do?
So I'm like, I'm getting really pissed off now. So I'm like, this girl is just to this thing to another level, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, listen, Jennifer, I'm not even looking your direction right now. I'm just trying to take you home. I'm taking you home for free, and you're talking about rape? Like, I didn't mean it that way. Why are you taking it that way? So I'm like, what other way you supposed to tell me I'm take this thing, right?
It's like saying, by the way, if you try to murder me, I'm gonna murder the shit out of you.
Right. I don't know what she was thinking, but of course she was super drunk. So, anywho, I'm taking her home now. So I'm stepping on the gas. I need to drop this bitch off like really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before,
because nothing would stop her from waking up the following morning.
I don't know how she's still in your car. I would have been like, cool.
Gotta go. I should have, Yeah. But then that would have defeated the purpose of me taking up her in the first place because I saw her falling in my car.
Well, it sounds like you're just trying to be like a really good guy.
Yeah, I was, bruh. I've changed now. I'm changed. I'm a different guy now.
You look out for number one.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So I'm driving now, and so I'm like, Jennifer, where do you live exactly? She's like, oh, it was right here. I'm like, it was right here. What are you talking about?
This is the Wizard of Oz, and a tornado
came
it's just right. My place.
So I'm like, it's just right on the block here. What you told me to right on the block. You told me 5 blocks from here. She's like, oh my God. So, so I circle around the block, and she's like, but I don't know. So I'm like, listen, you gotta go. You gotta go right now. And then she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm really sorry. I would have, I would have tipped you, but I don't have any cash. So I'm like, just get out of the car, please. Yeah. I was so mad, bro, and I knew that if I waited, if I continued driving that night, I would have taken on my anger on somebody else. I just turned off the app and I went straight home.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's a really responsible move.
Because I knew she was, and she has set the bar so high, man. Nobody will ever beat it. Nobody.
So that's your worst Lyft that you've ever had?
That's my worst Lyft, bro.
So let me ask you this, because we're nearing our final destination, and I really hate using that term because it makes me feel like I'm gonna die. But I will stab you with a pocket knife. I swear to God. We'll do a little callback because we used to end it with wacky stories or whatever. But because we're getting close, if you were to give a younger, let's say 16-year-old self a piece of advice, what would you say?
Of 16-year-old myself?
Yeah.
I would say be very open in life to a lot of things, but be very smart about the decisions you make.
Think
things over. Even though you're young, man, you just gotta think it out.
Right
be
on.
Smart. Read a lot. It's right here.
Careful with the hill.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's it. Let's everybody keep on lifting. I've been Grant Ramos, your host.
And I am Peter John Minto, the Lyft driver.
Well, we'll fix it in post. Hey, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And are you cool with all that?
Huh?